Welcome to another video of Positive Mind, Positive Life. This week's topic is mindfulness, and mindfulness is one of my ultimate favorite topics because it's a great stress reliever and it helps us see and feel life a lot more pleasant. So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is basically becoming aware of a reality and our surrounding in each moment. A more concrete definition of mindfulness is the state of being aware of what is taking place in the present moment, accepting reality as it is without wanting to change anything or make anything of it. So how do we define reality? If we ask ourselves, what is reality? Reality is now. This is our reality. What is not real is everything else. Reality is perceived by our senses. What we see, what we touch, what we hear, that is reality. For example, if you see a bird flying through the trees and you hear it chirping as it flies by, that's reality. Our opinion on where it's going, how it got there, or why it's flying by itself, that's not reality. The only reality is that you saw the bird fly by and that you heard it chirp. That's what's happening at that moment. Now that takes us to our internal reality. What is happening inside of us? For example, our heartbeat, our breathing, that's real. Now what's not real inside of us are our opinions, our judgments, our assumptions, or ideas that we make up of certain situations. All that is what we make up, and it's not real. If we ask ourselves the questions, where am I right now? The only answer to that question is here. I am right here. We can only be at one place at one time. So if you ask yourselves, where am I not? The only answer to that is everywhere else. We can't be anywhere else if we are right here, which takes us to time. At what point in time am I in? And if you think about it, the only answer to that is now. That's the only point in time where you are at. So we are right here, right now, and we can't be anywhere else. The here and now is also the only point in time where stress does not exist. That eliminates a lot of our worries if we start to practice to become more mindful, to live in the moment, and to always remember that everything that is in the future and it happened in the past belongs right there, either in the future or in the past, because it's not happening at that moment. Also, through practicing and experiencing mindfulness, we can learn to live each moment to the fullest, since we're not going to be worried of what happened, what may happen. It's putting our mind and setting our mind to that moment in time. But we aren't trained that way. Actually, most of the time we are trained to be very mindless. We're trained to always think of something else, be somewhere else, instead of the current moment, instead of living the moment where we're at right now. And that leads to a lot of stress. That's why becoming more mindful and making it a way of life is so important. So now I want to go over a few qualities of mindfulness. The first one being thinking like a child. I know we're not small kids anymore, and it's difficult to do so, but there's a lot to learn from little kids. They don't worry about the what if, or what just happened, or what might happen. They live in the moment. So for us to learn to experience every new situation as a child and embrace it and not make anything of it as soon as we face it, that's important, so we can continue to become more mindful as new situations come by. Another one is non-judgment. This is a big one, and this is one that I like a lot because not making judgments takes a huge load off of our back. It is simply observing a situation and leaving it at that. Not making our own assumption, not judging what we just heard or what we just saw, observing a situation and letting it be. After all, is there really a need for us to make a judgment out of everything we see or everything we hear? There's no need. Now, another one is awareness, becoming aware of our mind, our body, and our environment. Meditation is a great exercise to practice awareness, because at that moment and while we meditate, we learn to be aware of our senses and everything that is happening at that moment. So if you want to start practicing meditation, it's a wonderful, wonderful method to start being more mindful as well. Now there's acceptance. Accepting every situation just as it is. It is what it is, and there's no rush into changing anything. That makes a very big difference. When you accept the situation and move forward from that moment on, instead of trying to figure out why it happened, how it happened, and bring up our own conclusions. The next one is non-striving. Non-striving is not in relation to our goals. I'm the first one to tell you that it is very healthy to set goals and to strive for them. But non-striving in mindfulness is giving yourself the permission to not change anything or strive to make a difference in a certain situation that already happened. So now I would just love to invite you to become more mindful and practice mindfulness a few times throughout the day. Take a minute in the morning or a minute at night to just bring yourself to the here and now, and eventually do that many times throughout the day to relieve some stress or to eliminate it. Try to observe a situation or somebody walking down the street without making any judgment. Make an observation and move on. That will help you to start practicing the non-judgment quality of mindfulness, or accepting a situation as it is and moving forward from there. Try that and let me know how it goes. Comment on my video and let me know if mindfulness is something that helped you as much as it has helped me.